seems like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity. Or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brain politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Moron Joe, the man without a brain.
I'll have to just circle back with you.
Oh, Grandpa Joe Biden, much wise, so virile, so strong, so good, so irreverent.
Will you shut up, man? I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there, and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself.
9 out of 10 people won't get sick. It's 90% effective and legit.
Swab their ass, swab their ass. Dr. Fauci says I gotta swab their ass, swab their booty. Are they the reason that my friend Jamal's dad lives in jail? That's right, very helpful. They're the reason that all the black people in America's daddies live in jail.
I'm getting my gun. I have my gun, and I've been keeping it warm. You walk into a store and you don't have a mask on, you think they're a little range, you better blow their heads off. Well, that's it. It's just...
We're to keep the streets safe.
Well, Jay and Anissa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Tuesday, April 13th, 2021, and this is episode 76 of The War on Morons. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anissa. Welcome to the only show online where we speak truth to stupidity every single week.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's time for your weekly incursion into the hysterical world of imbecilic insanity that is Moron America. Despite the best efforts of YouTube, Facebook, Google, and all the rest of the censorship posse, we're still here, and we're ready to laugh at some dumbasses, you guys.
I like that. You know, actually, I was thinking we could use a new tagline. I mean, we've been using the whole truth to stupidity thing for a couple of years now.
I like it.
I like it too, but what about, welcome to the War on Morons, where we laugh at dumbasses.
I mean... To be honest, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue.
You literally just said it.
I know. I just said it. I mean, still, it needs a little, it needs a little, alliteration. A little more alliteration. How about, if we're going with that slogan, how about Mock Jock Radio? Lampooning the left since, 2019?
I mean, I kind of like it, but are we trying to put together an ad campaign or kick off the show here?
I mean... It was your idea. But all right, we'll get to it. So, welcome to the battle against the brainless, your insurrection against the idiots, your last stand against stupidity, and the final fight against the fascist fuckwits and the cretinous communist. This is the War on Morons. How's that for alliteration?
Pretty damn awesome. Unfortunately, the multiplying morons are winning the war, folks, but hey, at least there's plenty of content.
I think being a dumbass is way more contagious. It's way more contagious even than the coronavirus.
Shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any argument at this point. I mean, if you don't believe that, just go to the grocery store and bare your face. You might give somebody an aneurysm in the produce aisle.
I don't know if we should be telling people to do that. I mean, they will literally call the police to come and beat you to the ground.
Clean up in aisle 6. Yeah, no worries. We'll come on over. Did you spill a jar of spaghetti sauce or something? No. There's an old lady wearing a face mask under her nose, so we shot her in the head. So just scoop her out of here before you all get infected.
Oh, jeez.
Thank God we killed that damn anti-masker.
Oh, are you kidding? These people don't carry guns.
fair, but they would. They'd be quick to call the police to do it for them.
Oh, yeah, and then they'll all crowd into a BLM protest to defund the police and not even see the irony.
You know, I don't think there was a better illustration for how much the idiot empire has taken over than... I don't know if you saw this. The White House press conference. I think it was like about a week ago. So you got that insipid fool... Pisaki or Saki or Sushi, whatever her fucking name is.
Oh, Lord, I can just imagine now.
Yeah, she's stumbling through another round of lies, and, you know, all the little propaganda puppets from the press are serving up their usual soft serve bullshit. And somehow, like, an actual journalist snuck into the room.
Wait, what were they, from another country? Like, where did they come from?
Yeah, they were from, ironically, they were from Pravda. No, I don't know who they were from.
Maybe they were a time traveler.
Yeah, it was John Teeter. No, but the actual journalist, they somehow made it in there. They asked the real question. I think it was about China, or his, you know, Biden's economic warfare on America, so something like that.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Because before she could even say circle back, some fucking idiot in an Easter bunny costume hops into the briefing room.
What, like a streaker? I mean, we all know how easy it is to break into the Capitol.
No, I mean, as funny as that would be, this was like an official distraction. Like, this was like a misdirection spot.
A ruse? They had a ruse?
Yeah. They literally had somebody in this stupid costume waiting in the back, ready to go, like, just for this moment. Like, at the White House. To avoid answering questions. Like, they sent some idiot out there. Like, I'm guessing it was just like the lowest intern, you know, on the totem pole.
Right.
So don't cancel me for saying totem pole, by the way. But they sent some idiot out there.
Racist.
The goofiest, by the way, Easter bunny suit I've ever seen. Like, big, goofy glasses. Of course, the face mask.
Oh, a face mask.
Yeah, over the mascot head.
Well, because you really need that extra layer of protection against COVID when you're wearing a furry full body suit.
You know, I feel like we say this all the time, but I mean, could you imagine if Trump did some shit like this? You know, or Kayleigh McEnany, or Mr. Trump, why are you putting children in cages? Great question. Anyway, here's Santa Claus.
Oh, no.
Maybe if you've been a good little girl, you know, Miss New York Times, Mr. Washington Post, he'll give you a candy cane. Like,
I just don't think they even see how dystopian this shit really is. I mean, stuff like this is why YouTube has to hide dislikes now. I mean, you heard about that, right? The Biden videos are getting ratioed so damn hard that now they don't even show the dislike count. They only show the likes. Because, you know, that's all that he's getting.
Yeah, well, I mean, first they had to hide the comments because everybody was calling him a pedophile.
Oh, jeez.
And a traitor. And then they had to hide, like, they would literally go in there and delete the dislikes. I mean, at least they still show the videos. You know, I saw an article last week. YouTube, they finally got caught shadow banning channels. I don't know, like ours.
I mean,
you know, like
we knew about this for quite a while.
Oh yeah, like the first time we made fun of this COVID nonsense. Honestly, like we were doing pretty good about a year ago. Like I was looking back at some old stuff, trying to put some clips together. We had a video that had like 500 views on YouTube. Maybe it doesn't sound that crazy if depending on what you watch, but the stream that we did last week on YouTube had 2 views. Now I'm
taking a stand.
I think it's kind of fucky. Now I'm secure enough to be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that because I know what our stats are other places. YouTube, you don't have to make it that obvious that you're shadow banning somebody. Like, come on now.
Really? Because, yeah, I mean, like, on all the other platforms we're on, like Gab and things like that, we get tons of views.
Yeah, we got, like, thousands of views over on Gab. I mean, that's the place to watch. I'm sure that if you're watching now, you're probably watching on Gab. If you're not, that's the place to go, tv.gab.com. If you're listening, if you want to listen to the audio podcast version, it's HaminMediaGroup.podbean.com. But yeah, I mean, anywhere
I just don't
else.
understand. Like, I mean, how the hell is it even, like, how did they get caught? Like, how are they actually doing this? Did it explain?
I know, I saw Laura Loomer said something about it. Apparently they make the videos private. Like, not officially.
Okay.
But if they think you're a political dissident, their words, not mine. Nobody sees the videos unless they specifically like hunt them down. Like if they have the URL.
Political dissident.
Yeah.
Political dissident. Okay.
Political dissident.
Okay. So are we officially like have we already been bought out by China? Like, are we?
Yes.
Are we like? Are we like the USA Republic of China now?
I mean, more like North Korea, but
fair.
like with the dumber leader.
Yeah.
At least Kim over there is funny.
No,
I really hope.
I mean, he at least rules with an iron fist. Like people know not to fuck with him.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe.
We all make fun of him,
and
he has no idea. He doesn't even know where he is right now. I honestly, speaking of Joe, I really hope that Joe is still the president when the Olympics roll around. I guess the next one's going to be Tokyo, and then we're going to do Beijing or something like the next year.
Jesus, how long are you hoping this dude sticks around
Well,
for?
they're doing 2 years in a row. They're doing 2021 and 2022.
Oh,
I hope that somehow he limps across both calendar years.
You do?
Yes, because I really want to see those state media stories. Like they do over in North Korea where they're like, oh yeah, glorious leader got 10 goals in World Cup final against Brazil. North Korea won World Cup 10-0. Like, I want to see them do that shit about Joe Biden. Like, I want to know that Joe Biden personally scored 100 points in the gold medal basketball game, and then he zipped over to the pool and he beat all of Michael Phelps' records in the same day. Like, I could see him doing it. He's spry for a 90-year-old.
Oh, come on. Be realistic. The media would never invent fake news to try and help Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah, never. We're being silly. Anyway,
never.
By the way, since they're since they're not covering it, and since nobody's watching on YouTube anyway, should we talk about the border disaster? Maybe the foreign policy disaster.
There's a lot of meat on that bone.
The economic disaster. We got a lot of cool stuff.
What?
Hey, you guys! Sorry I'm late! Did I miss the party?
Who the heck are you?
I am Evie Bunny, and I'm here to say we can make it into Easter every day! Hooray!
Is this real?
Yeah, it's real amazing! Happy Easter, everybody!
Happy Easter.
That was last week, jackass.
Rabbit!
Okay, just in case you're a podcast listener and you're not watching the video feed here, there is a talking bunny rabbit in a COVID mask here.
Where'd he come from?
Seriously.
Where else? I come from Easter Island! Hooray! Now let's all do an Easter egg hunt! How's about that?
Well, actually, EB or whatever, as fun as that sounds, if you could let us get back to our show, I kind of think the audience would appreciate that. I mean,
I don't think so. You guys talk too much about President Biden. Nobody needs to hear about all that. We all know he's doing a great job.
I actually think most of the country would disagree with you on that, Mr. Bunny.
Well, maybe if they're racist, but you're not racist. I know that. I'm E.B. Bunny, so I brought you some delicious candy.
We don't want any candy.
Cadbury egg. They were on clearance this week.
What? I don't want a Cadbury egg. I want to talk about maybe why they're taking our guns at the same time as the media spinning up a race war. Why Biden's letting an endless supply of drugs and gang members in here.
You keep talking like that. You don't get anything to have any peaks. Everybody loves my tasty marshmallow peaks.
What about how Kamala's in Chicago eating hake instead of at the border addressing the human trafficking and the unaccompanied minors crammed in at 700% capacity down there at...
I can do this all day. I ain't gonna go away if you don't just move on. Now, do you want to know these Reese's peanut butter egg? Or do you want to go on the Easter egg enemies list?
All right, I'll take the candy.
Anyways, happy Easter! Remember, I'll be watching you!
Well, that was ridiculous.
Honestly, I have no idea what just happened.
Okay.
I think that I did eat some clearance Easter egg Easter candy before we sat down to do the show today.
Where'd you find it? In the middle of a cow pie?
I'm thinking it might have been laced with something.
Yeah.
I think I might have got it from Hunter Biden or something. Anyway, if that wasn't silly enough for you, we've got a wild one lined up tonight. We've got some Major League Moon Battery. We got some corporate and government incompetence. We've got liberal racism. And as always, way too much Corona stuff that makes absolutely no sense.
All right, let's get into it. Now, before we do, if you want to be a part of the fun, call up our hotline. It's 813-906-9099. Email us at thewaronmorons@gmail.com or just leave a comment in the chat. Either way, we want to hear from you.
And now, the Stack of Stupidity. So I'll start things off with a follow-up on last week's lead story. So remember how Major League Baseball decided they wanted to be basically another arm of the Democrat Party last week? And they pulled the All-Star game out of Atlanta.
Yeah. For some reason, I've been watching a lot less baseball recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of freed up my day a little bit. But basically, the reason that they did this was to punish the state of Georgia for passing a racist law that says you have to show an ID to participate in an election. Well, we have a development.
Ooh, okay. Let me guess. Did they realize they were a pro sports league and not a political action committee, perchance? Or maybe they got diagnosed with dyslexia.
That would explain some things, wouldn't it?
Yes.
MLB.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you solved the riddle. You know, all those billions of dollars that those big corporations gave to BLM last year, you can't figure out where the money went. I mean, I know that, a couple million went to buy some house in Topanga Canyon. No. That's not the news. The news is that they relocated the game to Denver, Colorado. Now, just to recap, Major League Baseball made the crazy knee-jerk reaction, to piss on half their fan base, screw over one of their oldest franchises, and cost the city of Atlanta something like $140 million in revenue over Moron Joe's delusion that voter IDs are racist against black people.
Right. Okay, this is adding up now, so I think I understand. So basically, what they did in response to that, logically, is they moved the game to a city that doesn't have hardly any black people in it. Like, I lived in Colorado. I've been to Denver. It is one of the whitest cities in America.
Yeah. And, it's literally, I looked at the stats, it's 8% black.
Yeah. And
Atlanta is 60% black. So, I'm not a statistician or anything, but, good job. Good job, guys. And also, Colorado has voter ID laws, too.
They do make you show your ID when you vote.
And they're stricter. They're stricter voter ID laws than the rules that just got passed in Georgia.
They are. So basically, they're literally taking jobs and millions of dollars away from black people and giving them to white people while rewarding people who are doing something they're punishing other people for. Right, got it. Totally makes sense.
Yeah, so Major League Baseball, right? They're basically neo-Nazis over there. I see what they're doing. That's 40 neo-Nazi chests. I bet. They're getting. Yeah, I see what they did. They're skinheads. No, what's wrong with Detroit? If you're going along with their logic, if I'm the commissioner here, and my whole thing is, all right, well, Atlanta, Georgia, voter ID, that's racist. We all know black people can't go to a DMV. Detroit, they've got lots of blacks there. They love election fraud. Did Eminem have the Tigers ballpark booked for the whole week? What's going on?
At this point, why not just play the game in China? If they're going to look bad anyway, might as well just go all out.
Funny you should mention China. Guess who had actually signed a new media deal with the MLB the day before this whole thing started? Yeah, yep. And also, guess who has practically no voting rights, an ongoing ethnic genocide, slave labor camps, organ harvesting of political prisoners, is literally mobilizing to conquer a sovereign country as we speak, and is somehow also going to host the next Winter Olympics.
Well, all I can say is, it is such a good thing that they're not working with those Nazis in Georgia, though.
Right, like, I mean, it just makes so much sense.
It really does.
Yeah, I mean, something tells me Biden's not going to tell him to move those Olympics, those Beijing Olympics to Denver, But,
bummer.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of Denver, one Spirit Airlines passenger must have heard the big news and decided to head out there early because he caused a Cleveland to Los Angeles flight to be diverted to Denver International when he attempted to open the emergency exit door in midair.
Yeah, there's probably a gremlin on the wing.
What?
Yeah. Like the Twilight Zone episode?
Oh, really topical reference there, jeez.
Yeah. I mean, all right, well, maybe you haven't seen that one yet, but, to be fair, maybe he wanted some fresh air.
Huh.
I mean, you're safer jumping out of an airplane without a parachute than you are pulling your mask down for a breath or two these days, especially if you're riding on Spirit.
Okay, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Have you seen these videos of Spirit, like flight attendants throwing down on passengers? Like, they're basically they're World Scar videos.
Oh, jeez.
Like these flight attendants on Spirit, they look like they got kicked off the Rutgers girls basketball team for being too hardcore.
Oh my God. Well, according to a statement from the airline, it's impossible to open a door in flight due to air pressure in the cabin. But it didn't stop this guy from trying.
I mean, I don't see why they couldn't just tase this guy and strap him in. Like, I mean, if they're gonna beat down a baby for not having a COVID mask on, why can't they taser somebody that's trying to open the goddamn emergency doors at 3,000 feet? Like, what's the air marshal for?
I really don't know. Do they even have air marshals anymore? I mean, look, just imagine if you're some businessman trying to fly out to LA for a conference or whatever. I mean, if they're even still doing those. You've got to sit through some impromptu layover in Colorado because, what, some guy got claustrophobic?
Right.
Go to the bathroom!
Yeah, I mean, you get one-way tickets for a reason.
Yeah, flying doesn't suck enough. Jeez.
Well, if you think it sucks now, United Airlines is doing its part. Probably to make it suck worse.
Oh, right.
According to the huge public backlash that they're getting for this insane next story. So, last week, United announced that their new hiring process for airline pilots, it's going to be based on race and gender quotas.
Wow. Well, I can't think of any possible way that this could backfire.
But, yeah, they went on Twitter and they said that 50% of their pilots are going to be women and people of color.
Representation really matters when you're crashing into the side of a mountain.
Like, what I want to know is there something that United hasn't been telling us? Like, up until this stupid, dangerous new policy, like, were they just rejecting all minority and female applicants on site?
That's a great question.
Like, I was under the impression that this is the 21st century and, you kind of just hire people that have the skills required.
Right,
but
okay.
I don't know.
It does seem like they're saying, for the past 100 years, we've been denying pretty much any black person or woman who comes and applies for a job, but we're going to change that now. And we want you to applaud us for it.
Right. Like, I mean, this is the land of opportunity. And it's been so for a long time. I mean, for Christ's sake, the president of the United States is a mentally retarded man.
Okay, I'll just go out on a limb here. If there's a place for affirmative action, it isn't 30,000 feet in the air.
You're going to be rolling the dice when you board that flight. Like, maybe you'll get a fully qualified, well-trained pilot who'll, safely deliver you to your destination.
Perhaps.
Maybe you'll get some chick in a weave, named LaQuanica. She's trying to fly the plane with 10-inch Cardi B nails.
Oh, God.
She's eating a seafood boil. She's drinking some brown liquor. She's threatening to turn this bitch around on you.
Something tells me that a 2-week corporate onboarding process isn't the same as going to school to be a pilot.
Right. Like, I've ridden on enough city buses in my life to know that this might not be a good idea. Anyway, we're getting a call, and probably a good time for it. So.
All right, cool. I'll pick it up. Oh, speaking of the devil, hello, area code 303. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Doug in Denver.
Hi, Doug.
What's up? Yeah, you're talking about United Airlines, right?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually, because believe it or not, I actually I just got a job with them.
Really?
So yeah, I start next month. So that's pretty dope.
Wow. Okay. Well, congrats. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to be doing for them? Like plane maintenance or what? Like checking people into their flight or?
No. I'm gonna fly the plane. I'm gonna be the pilot. So it's gonna be pretty dope. But I gotta move to Chicago. Like I gotta. So that's that sucks. But besides that, it's gonna be pretty cool.
Huh? Are you a pilot, Doug?
Yeah. Well, I mean, next month I'm gonna get my wings. That's what they say. Like,
so you've never flown a plane before?
Well, I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere. It's you kind of like we're talking about like the whole thing, like on account of how I'm black. So
you're black.
Well, I mean, that's what they think. So.
How do they think that, Doug?
So I heard about how they want to have more of these black guys. So I was like, one time I was at a bar and I met this dude who was a pilot, and he was like, his best job ever. You get drunk all the time. You meet all these chicks. Hook up with these chicks, all over the world. And he's like, you only gotta work like 7 minutes a flight, like.
Those are pretty important 7 minutes, Doug.
It's cool, like the plane gets flown by like a computer. It's like you ever see Star Wars?
You know what, Doug? I don't think flying a plane is any damn thing like Star Wars. No.
Yeah. Well, anyway, though, like they want blacks. So I was like, I can be black. So I got the interview, and I just told them, because like my name's Doug, obviously, but I told them. My real name's, it's Dougalicious X.
Dougalicious
like a black
X.
guy. Yeah, they Doug the Thug. That's what they call me in the hood.
Oh my God, Doug, that's so racist. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, no, and then they were like, why do you want the job? I'm like, yo, bitch, I want to be a fucking pilot, dog, so I can, get fly and, pull one out, for the homies. Gee, I want to, be all the way up in the sky, pull one all the way out, for the homies.
And they gave you the job?
Well, it was a Zoom interview. You know what a Zoom is?
Yeah, I know what Zoom is.
It's like a video. So I got this shoe polish, and I was, I covered my face in the shoe polish.
Oh my God!
Black shoe polish.
Duh.
And it looked really good, dude. I look like I look like a LeBron or something, like a real
Doug,
ghetto.
Fucking atrocious. For one.
Well, Party City.
Yeah, I know Party City.
they got these wigs.
Okay.
It's called an afro.
Great. Yeah, I got the whole picture. You did blackface. I mean, what did you put a pair of wax lips in your mouth too?
Yeah, no, I didn't think of that. Maybe when I want to show up for the training in Chicago.
Oh yeah, that'll go over real well. Yeah, you should do that. How do you plan to keep up this delusion, Doug? Anyways, what are you just gonna cover yourself in shoe polish and blackface?
Yeah.
And fucking call yourself Dougalicious? How are you gonna fly the plane, Doug?
I told you that the computer flies the plane. It's like R2D2. And I'm just gonna it's it's not that hard to be black. I'm just gonna sit there in the cockpit. I got my I got the music that they like. Here, check it out. You hear that?
What the hell is
I'm black,
that?
y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. It's like the black anthem.
Okay, you know what, Doug?
And I'll play that in the over the speaker. Hey, yo, hey, if you captain speaking, what's up, my nigga? Yo,
Doug,
you wanna rock? Hey.
Stop it. This is outrageously disgusting on many levels, and the only consolation I have is that you'll probably die in a plane crash very soon.
No, dude. It's because guess how much I'm gonna get paid.
How much?
$175,000 a year.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that buys a lot of shoe polish.
Okay, you know what, Doug. I don't even know what to say. So
I was gonna put the music back up.
Please.
I'm gonna put the music back up.
Please don't play
I'm
yourself
black,
out.
y'all. I'm black, y'all.
For as lazy as that guy is, he sure does think of a lot of schemes.
He's had a lot of. He's been calling the show for a year.
Yeah.
He's had 10 different jobs, and honestly, I didn't know pilots made what do you say, $175,000 a year?
Make a ton of money.
That's more than I make a year. $175,000.
Okay, well,
and I don't have to wear shoe polish on my face. Maybe I'm gonna call up United. Do you have to live in Chicago to do that? Because I don't want to get shot.
Hell no, you are not becoming a pilot. You're not flying one of those steel death traps every day.
I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Right. Remember the Cash Me Outside girl?
Oh, how could we forget?
Well, now you can cash her online, and she's cashing out because Danielle Bergoli, also known as Bad Baby to people who listen to her terrible rap music, is now 18, and she only waited 3 days before launching an OnlyFans site. It literally took her 6 hours to make $1 million.
First off, I'm sure she's going to spend it all very wisely.
Oh, yes, it'll all be invested for her future.
Yeah, she's probably already bankrupt. She's probably already in debt. But you gotta say, at least she's using that technology to her advantage. Without a webcam, she'd have to bang each one of these losers individually.
Oh my god!
Do you know how long it would take a street hooker to earn $1 million?
It's a little sick though. These people literally must have waited until she turned 18. I can't wait until she's finally legal. But I guess you're kind of right. She's not exactly doing it for free. It's not like they're taking advantage of her. She's kind of taking advantage of them. And at the end of the day, it sounds like she's literally living out that South Park episode. Remember when Cartman was on Maury?
Oh, it's my hot body. I do what I want. That one?
Yes.
Yeah.
If only Cartman had an OnlyFans, maybe he could have been rich too.
Half these liberal chicks look like Cartman now. So. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about pedophilia, but speaking of prostitutes, the beautiful and impeccably run city of Baltimore has announced that it will no longer prosecute prostitution or drug crimes.
Ah, bravo. A classy choice.
Yeah, well, they're very excited to announce this.
I'm sure.
So the backstory here is they stopped putting people in jail for these crimes about a year ago.
It's done so much for their community.
Well, they said that the reason they stopped doing it is because they didn't want to spread COVID.
Sure.
And now there's...
And they'd rather spread AIDS.
Yeah, they're like...
Herpes.
They're like, yeah, we don't want to spread COVID, we want to spread chlamydia.
Right.
But they say that in this past year, with just letting the prostitution and the drug crime run rampant, they've realized that all those years of arresting junkies and hookers was racist.
Huh. They actually said that.
Yeah.
They realized that sounds racist, right?
It always does. No, they say prosecuting people for these crimes disproportionately affects black and brown people. So they're just not going to ever do it again. Are they taking the laws off the books? No. But if they catch you banging a crack whore in a piss-soaked Baltimore alley, well, nobody's going to jail. They'll just kind of send you on your merry way.
Sounds like paradise.
You can get some crabs with your crab cakes.
Who wouldn't want to live there?
To be fair, most of the residents in Baltimore are either junkies, hookers, pimps, or pushers. So, I mean, this actually probably benefits the community.
Yeah.
Gives them something to do, you know?
I'm sure they can all, their barbecues are going to be a lot much livelier now.
Yeah, everybody's got, they got that stimulus money in their pocket. They got those Biden bucks. And, they can work the corner without getting hassled.
There you go.
But, as much as I'm making fun of this headline, the state attorney out there... I take this with a grain of Old Bay, but they say that this has caused crime to drop over the past year. Even as violent crime is skyrocketing in every city in the country. It hasn't had that effect anywhere else this has been tried in America, but, like I said, maybe in Baltimore they're just happy to be employed.
Yeah, shit. Why don't we all just move to the red light district? It's the perfect place to raise your kids, everybody.
That's right. There's no crime as long as there's no arrests.
Damn right. Now,
modern solutions.
Now, you know who wouldn't mind living in a place like that?
I don't know, Bad Baby?
True. Any degenerate crackhead. Like America's first son, Hunter Biden.
Yes, the smartest man that the stupidest man in the world knows.
Amen. Now, Hunter is making the headlines quite a bit this past week from his new memoir about his life as a drug-addicted politician's son, to his bizarre interview on CBS last weekend, to more revelations about his infamous laptop from hell. But this is probably my favorite headline, so just prepare yourself. Hunter Biden says psychedelic toad venom kept him sober for a year.
Wow. Just give me that headline again. What?
Hunter Biden says psychedelic toad venom kept him sober for a year.
Was that like the name of a band? Was he just jamming out to their albums? He's like, man, I really love meth and hookers, but ever since I discovered psychedelic toad venom, I can just sit there and just zone out.
Unfortunately, he is not referring to a band.
This motherfucker's licking toads.
Yes.
This is great. It reminds me of the time I picked up a cocaine habit to quit drinking.
Okay, it says here that he tried everything to get off of booze, crack, meth, and Parmesan cheese. He tried yoga and therapy, psychoactive drugs, ketamine. It seems like he tried a lot of fucking drugs.
He's like, yeah,
to get off of drugs.
He's like Thanos, I used the drugs to get off of the drugs.
But he really credits the secretions of the Sonoran desert toad with keeping him sober for a year.
Wow, man, really earned that chip, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Imagine going to NA with a story like this.
Get the fuck out of here.
He describes how he traveled to Mexico in 2014 as his marriage was unraveling in a desperate attempt to get his life back in order using drug treatments that were not legal in the United States. First, He took a psychedelic in Tijuana, which he says created a flickering slideshow of his life.
I'm sure he loved that one.
Oh,
he was like, oh man, that was great, man. It was just like my homemade porno movies, but like, I didn't have to worry about leaving the laptop at some repair shop or paying the hooker.
It's a surprise he didn't just say fuck it all right then and there and go binge on heroin and overdose, but instead, give him credit. He then took his toad secretions, which he really loved.
Oh, yeah.
He says it took him to another dimension. So basically, he's religious for psychedelic toad venom.
Yeah, that's what you want from the guy who's running, like, secret billion-dollar international deals for the senile president of the USA. Like a washed-up dope fiend who goes to Mexican clinics to lick illegal toads. Like,
well, we don't know that he's licking them. We know that he's
licking them. Have you seen this fucking guy? He's not chewing them, not with those teeth.
We know that he's ingesting their secretions somehow.
I mean, I've been hearing some funny stories about like his earlier drug binges, like. But it's just like standard dope fiend stuff. Like he was living in an apartment in Hollywood, smoking crack all day, banging, having orgies with hookers. My favorite part is apparently he was roommates with some other crackhead named Bicycle.
What?
Yeah, some guy, just, the president or the fake president's son, he's roommates with a crackhead named Bicycle. Of course he is. And he used to hang out the window of his, like, Hollywood, California hovel and, like, throw money at hookers to go send them out to go, fetch crack for him. Like he's Scrooge at the end of the Christmas Carol trying to get a turkey.
That's really wonderful. Yeah. You down there, you whore. What day is it? Wednesday, you say? Nay, it's meth day.
Yeah, except for Scrooge didn't bang the kid to make a movie after he was, getting the turkey.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he just learned the true meaning of Christmas. Okay. Not the true meaning of crystal meth.
Oh, my God.
But this toad story might be even better, because it's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, put it all together, right? You got the freaking psychedelic toads, roommate named Bicycle. Shit, with a name like Bicycle, he has to be a spirit guide, right?
I can see nothing else than the spirit guide. But maybe that was the toad. Maybe Bicycle wasn't even a guy. Maybe he was just talking to the fucking toad before he licked it. Like, I don't know. But before we move on, though, let's just let the record show that the fake president's loser son can be a traitor, a tax evader, an illicit drug user, a whoremonger, a child molester, an illegal gun owner, and pretty much everything in between. But if you bring any of this up, you're a domestic terrorist.
Watch out, folks.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got another call coming in. It's probably the FBI. So,
great.
In fact, I don't even recognize this area code. So.
Well, why don't we find out? What the hell? Hello, area code 604. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is, my name is Zeke Whitlock. I'm actually calling from Vancouver, British Columbia.
Huh.
And I wanted to weigh in on the last story there. You were talking about Hunter Biden.
Yes, we were. What are your thoughts, Zeke?
Oh, I've got a lot of experience with what Mr. Biden is going through right now, and I kind of feel like you're making light of some really serious subject matter here, and you got to put yourself in his shoes. And you got to walk a couple kilometers before you go off and make fun of him. He went on a journey, to get himself clean, and he should be admired for that.
Well,
I think he should be ashamed.
If he hadn't done all the other horrifying criminal activities he had, maybe I could respect him for that.
He was in the throes of his addiction. His addiction was at the wheel. That wasn't Hunter. The real Hunter's, he's the one that's battling those demons every day. And, my heart just breaks, when I think about him, I think about him and his crack pipe and the fact that it's no longer filled. but it's an everyday struggle because he might have a year clean, but every day I know that he wants to fill his crack pipe. Sorry, I had to go in there for a minute, didn't I?
Yeah. Sorry. What's going on?
I was just fucking with you. He's a piece of shit. I've been spending a lot of time with these with these junkies and these drunkies and these druggies lately. I'm of course you probably recognize me. Do you recognize my voice? Zeke Whitlock.
No, I really have no idea what's going on right now. Is this like a prank show or something? I mean,
no, Jesus, no. I'm the actor. The actor. I'm. Do you watch? Do you watch a lot of film?
Not particularly. No.
You should. I mean, if you want culture, radios. Anyway, I'm a method actor. I'm in a lot of films. I've been acting for about I've been acting for about 15, 16 years now, and I'm preparing for my next big role. I'm actually starring in a new vehicle. It's called Daniel's Bottle, and it's about this drunkard who he drinks himself to death, and his name's Daniel, and I'm in a scene with him where it's a bar fight scene. So I'm one of the drunks in the bar, and I'm a method actor. I never break character. Ask anybody, anybody in the scene up here, and they say, "Oh, Zeke, you never want to be in a picture with Zeke."
Oh.
He'll be. But I can tell you, I've been spending a lot of time lately around these pieces of shit. These pieces of shit. That's what they are.
Zeke. I mean, I don't get it. It sounds like you're just like kind of an extra who has a fight scene. Why the hell would you be?
No. I'm starring in Daniel's Bottle. It's a great film. It's usually I act in sci-fi, science fiction vehicles. I'm branching out a little bit. This one's going to be on. I think it's going to be on. It's going to be on Showcase.
Okay.
Maybe Showtime. But you probably recognize me. So
how would I recognize you? Like, what else have you done?
Are you familiar with Underworld, the Underworld franchise?
Yeah, I know about Underworld.
Okay, there you go. I was in Underworld.
Oh, who did you play?
I was the werewolf. I was that werewolf I got killed by the vampire.
Uh-huh. Oh. Huh.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Stargate? There was a lot of television series. There was a couple, I think a movie or two.
Yeah.
Stargate SG-1. I was in Stargate.
Which one?
I was season 6, episode 18. I was the alien. I was an alien, and I got shot. I got shot by the Marines. I was the alien. You can see me in that. It was season 6, episode 18, Stargate SG-1.
Okay.
I've got the DVD set. I can send it to you.
Okay, that won't be necessary. Zeke,
I was in Sharknado. You know about Sharknado?
Oh yeah, I know about Sharknado.
Yeah, I was that guy that got eaten by the shark.
Okay, you know what, Zeke? As enthralling as it is to hear about all of your starring roles,
yeah.
I don't really see what this has to do with Hunter Biden. I mean, you got us, I got the joke, but
yeah, Hunter Biden. I'm surrounded by pieces of filth and trash, like Hunter Biden. Every day now because I'm preparing for my newest role.
Well, I don't think that's a nice thing to say about your coworkers.
Have you ever heard of a Narcotics Anonymous meeting?
Yeah.
So I've been going to these things called Narcotics Anonymous meetings, and it's really good. I'm picking up a lot of great material. I moonlight as a writer as well. These people, they get up there and they tell all their stories about their life and how shitty they are. And I've been jotting things down. I'm going to use them in my next picture. But it's a lot of fun. You just go there. It's like it's kind of like theater. You sit there, you mock the drunkies, you mock the druggies. They got free donuts, which is nice. They got coffee. Usually I bring a little, flask. I put a little something in the coffee it can be depressing just sitting there listening to these pieces of refuse.
You're drinking at an NA meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to look like one of these alkies.
No. People at NA and AA are sober.
I'm not. I'm trying to get ready for Daniel's bottle. The man in my scene in Daniel's bottle is not sober. He gets so drunk
why don't you hang out at a bar?
Because at these NA meetings, you can pick up the easiest women. They've got. Talk about easy
that is so
whores,
disgusting.
easy floozies.
That's
And
disgusting.
I tell them, when I tell them that I was in an episode of Battlestar Galactica.
Oh my god!
Their pants just. They slip right off.
Okay, God, Zeke, that's really gross, and I hope you catch a lot of communicable diseases. Thanks for calling in.
I will. All right, well, watch for me. Watch for me on Sci-Fi Channel. I'm usually on movies on Sundays after midnight.
Can't wait. Okay,
I think I've seen him in that movie.
What?
Yeah, the Sharknado movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely saw. I've seen a couple of those Sharknado movies. I definitely saw the guy get eaten by the shark. So
I never thought I'd say this, but I'm at the point now. We're going to need to get a lot more people into NA, like ASAP. They are not reaching all of their target audience.
Well,
there's a lot more people to capture.
They got that guy eating all the donuts and.
Did they get him?
Well, I have a feeling he'll be back at some point, and not for a movie role.
Oh God! All right. Do we have something else to kind of cleanse our palate here? It's pretty distasteful.
Well, speaking of distasteful, we actually have a commercial for some delicious chicken.
Huh. Weird segue for that.
And pharmaceuticals.
What?
It's the whole thing. Let's play the commercial.
Okay.
Hey everybody, world famous baseball mascot Chuck Chickaree here for Chucky Fried Chicken. With 5 locations serving Metro Denver, we are your vaccination against hunger and COVID-19. I've got to be honest with you. When I left my ballpark gig out in New England to go be the spokesman for this joint, I had my doubts. I don't know if you've looked at the census report or nothing, but Colorado ain't exactly filled to the brim with fried chicken fanatics, if you know what I mean. And what do you frickin' know? I was right. Look, I'm probably not supposed to say this, but we're hemorrhaging money over here. We're bleeding out our asses. There's just not enough of these sons of bitches out here who want to eat my fucking chicken. But here's the thing. I've got it figured out. I've got something everybody needs, especially if you want to go to that All-Star game coming up, or if you want to work a job, or go to the bar, or, if you want to have any kind of a life whatsoever. Do you love scrumptious fried chicken, but hate big scary needles? Well, you're in luck thanks to Chuck, because I put the vaccine in the recipe. Introducing my brand new Vaxx-Blasted AstraZeneca Battered Chicken Tenders. That's right. In addition to our Nashville Hot, our Extra Crispy, and our Original Fried, we now have AstraZeneca Vaccinated Tendies by the bucket. And if you don't think that's enough, guess what? We've also got Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Fitz and Dippin' Sauces, all for just $9.99. And I'll even give you a vaccine card if you eat it in the store. It's probably even safe. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I know one thing. It's a home run.
Can he do that?
I mean, it's.
Who the hell orders Johnson & Johnson flavored chicken? All I can smell is their baby shampoo when I think about it. Like, what the hell?
I mean, look, who's going to tell that guy what he can and can't do?
And where was the end of the freaking commercial for pharmaceuticals where they talk about, if you take this fried chicken, you may experience stroke, death, cholesterol, like indigestion.
I think it goes in the name, vaccine fried chicken. I think that if you can't figure out that that's a bad idea, then you deserve the side effects. I think those are just the effects. Like, I ate some AstraZeneca fried chicken wings, and man, I had some really, really bad fucking side effects. No, you ate some goddamn AstraZeneca fried chicken wings. What were you thinking?
Oh my god! Yeah. All right, well, let's just get back to the stack. All right, well, listen, believe it or not, I actually have a pretty good story to follow that insane commercial. You see, a few months ago, the Woodrow Wilson High School Trojans were canceled because, of course, a president from 100 years ago was unquestionably racist, as was Homer's Iliad. So, the Portland, Oregon School Board decided to replace this with something much more woke. A school named after a civil rights leader and a mascot named after foliage. The Ida B. Wells High School Evergreens.
Honestly, that sounds like something from a bad sitcom. Like maybe that Portlandia show.
Oh, we're not even getting started. You see, everybody out there is freaking out because they think Evergreens is racist.
Have they looked out a fucking window? Like, I mean, that's pretty much their thing out there.
No. You see, they're worried that the people will see the team and associate them with lynching.
As delusional and deranged as those Northwest liberals are these days, like, they're probably right. Like, here, I've got an idea for them. Why not preserve a bit of the old name? And like combine it, like maybe Woodrow Wilson was bad, but what about the Ida B. Wells High School Wilsons? And then the logo could be a volleyball with the smiley face on it.
No. Wilson's racist too. Why did Tom Hanks, a white man, not make his imaginary volleyball friend a black man?
Yeah, why didn't he? I don't think he had a basketball in the FedEx box.
You know what?
Anyway, if you want to hear about some actual racism, check out this prayer from a devotional book sold at Target, of all places.
I didn't know Target still sold books.
Well, I mean, this is actually a bestseller. It's written by, I guess this is a professor of theology. Her name is Shaniqua Walker Barnes.
Okay.
Look, rather than just describe this, I'm just going to read this crazy fucking prayer. So, Dear God, please help me to hate white people.
What?
Or at least to want to hate them. At least I want to stop caring about them, individually and collectively. I want to stop caring about their misguided, racist souls. To stop believing that they can be better, that they can stop being racist.
Is she trying to give God an aneurysm? Hello, Supreme Creator of the Universe, Being of Light and Love. Hope you're not too busy. I just wanted you to use your magic powers to make me racist against my brothers and sisters here so they can stop being racist, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I know it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I'm not done.
Can you imagine going to your parents and saying, Mommy and Daddy, please help me hate my brother? Please help me hate him.
Please give me the strength. I don't hate them enough now.
He hate them some more.
But it goes on.
Oh,
so
no.
It continues, Lord, if it be your will...
Spoiler alert, it ain't.
Harden my heart. I think that chicken could do that. Anyway, stop me from striving to see the best in people. Stop me from being hopeful that white people can do and be better.
What?
Let me imagine them instead as white hooded robes standing in front of burning crosses.
Okay, I think this is like everything that Christianity doesn't teach. It's kind of like anti-Christian. But on the plus side, I do think we found the book everybody's been reading before they fake those hate crimes on themselves.
Yeah, they probably nab a copy when they're looting Target, during the riots.
Oh my God. Well, continuing on that thread, Vermont Governor Phil Scott announced last week that everyone in his state over the age of 16 is now eligible to get their COVID-19 vaccination. Everyone, that is, who identifies as Black, Indigenous, or a person of color.
Got it. So anyone whose ancestors were given diseases by the U.S. government in the name of science or population control.
You know, that's a good point. I hadn't even thought of that angle. I was just going with the obvious racism of telling everybody they need to get this vaccine to live, but then, not letting people of a certain race take it.
I'd be curious to see what Vermont's demographics look like. I mean, they don't have too many people up there as is.
That's true.
But I'm pretty sure if they got any whiter, Joe Biden would have tried to move the masters up there,
I just wonder how the hell this is even legal. Like, I was pretty sure how the hell is this even legal, one? And how the hell are doctors even going for it, too? Because I thought they took some sort of oath.
Oh, what, the hypocritical oath? Have you heard of... this is a different story, but there's a hospital in Boston that literally came out with a statement last week saying that they're going to give people preferential treatment based on race now.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they bribe you with free ice cream if you get the shot in Vermont. You know how you get the donut everywhere else?
I mean, that's one way. That's one way.
Yeah.
Moving on, more COVID nonsense here.
Boy.
So Spain has passed a new law forcing people to wear face masks everywhere outside.
Okay. I mean, that's not a stretch at this point.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm just glad they don't have a law that sews them to your face. But notably, they even force you to wear the masks while you're swimming in the sea.
While you're swimming in the sea.
Yep.
When your face is underwater and you're not inhaling any oxygen.
You gotta have that cloth, 2-ply
smart
surgical mask on.
I'm a little confused though. You said Spain did this.
Yeah.
They don't even make you wear a bikini at the beach.
Well, I wonder if it counts if you take the COVID mask and you wear it as a bikini. The legislation that came into effect on last Wednesday, so it mandates face coverings for children as young as 6 years old, and if you get caught without a face covering, they hit you with €100 fine.
Well, it's brilliant. I mean, restrict your breathing, cut off your oxygen while you're swimming in the ocean, and, we'll have much fewer people catching COVID, that's for sure.
Yep, all to make sure you don't catch a cold at the beach when you're out there, with all that fresh open air. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're more likely to catch it walking around with a nasty mask on your face, but what do I know? I'm not Dr. Bathhouse.
If 25% of the population dies of drowning in the ocean from wearing these face masks,
can they still count it as COVID?
25% less people will get COVID. And that's a win. Now, it is funny that you should mention,
Dr. Bathhouse.
Dr. Bathhouse. Because meanwhile, back in Texas, the state is now 100% reopened. The mask mandate has been over for just about a month now. And COVID cases in the Lone Star State continue to drop. In fact, cases have dropped in every state that has opened and gotten rid of the masks.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing, right? Like, can we finally, we are, but can everybody else, can you finally get back to normal? Can you stop worrying about this horrible pandemic,
Right. Well, no.
No?
Dr. Fauci went on MSNBC last week. MSNBC, they're all the same. Last week to caution against reopening and to try to explain why Texans won't just get sick and die.
Or he's probably just complaining why they won't get sick and die.
Like,
I
these motherfuckers.
I mean, I tried to tell him, you gotta wear the mask. I tried to tell him he can't take it, and then they stopped wearing the mask.
I locked them up inside their homes for over a year. They
home.
didn't kill themselves.
And then they just got better. They got better. Why won't they just die? We'd all be doing so much better. We'd all be so much happier if everybody would just get sick and die.
Yeah, I mean, he did say, I'm not quite sure. It can be confusing because often you have to wait a few weeks before you see the effect.
Well, yeah, stupid fucking dwarf. Okay, well, do Florida now, because it's been a year now, and it looks like they're doing all right down there, Like, what's he gonna say?
Oh, yeah, the fourth wave COVID strain of the Argentinian strain is right around the corner. It's even more dangerous than everything else.
Fucking 50 years from now, Vampire Fauci will be out there telling us, oh, the 892nd strain of COVID is going to catch us all this winter. It's going to look a lot like dying of old age, but it's COVID.
They're going to have his head preserved, like in Futurama, and he's just going to float around telling everybody, just you wait, just any day now. The global warming and the COVID, it's gonna be real. It's gonna be real. Trust me. I'm Dr. Bathhouse. Anyway, speaking of mind-numbing incompetence from government officials, out in California, Gavin Newsom has signed State Bill 132 into law. Actually, this went into effect a few months ago. If you're not familiar...
Yeah, can you explain what the hell that is?
Yeah, so SB 132 is the law that mandates that the state's prisoners be housed based on their gender identity.
Oh, well, thank God.
Yeah. So as you could expect, if you have half a brain, hundreds, soon to be thousands, I'm sure, hundreds of transgender inmates have demanded transfer to female jails. And their wishes are the state's command.
Yes. Once again, I really have to hand it to them. I can't see this backfiring in any possible way.
I mean, they don't even care if these guys have actually transitioned. Like, they don't care if they've gotten the surgery. Like, and goody. I mean, this is really good. There's nothing preventing sex offenders from taking advantage of this either.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you thought prison was bad before, well, now your cellmate might be a crazy man in a wig who also happens to be a convicted rapist.
I've got to say, if they did sneak some fine print in the law that required these guys to get gender reassignment surgery before they could be transferred, that could almost be a 4D chess move. I mean, sure, maybe it's cruel and unusual punishment to castrate sex offenders, but what if they volunteer?
I think you're giving California way too much credit there.
Right, fair. Anyway, we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we covered a story about California transgender people and didn't segue into this one. Did you hear who's thrown their hat into the ring for the upcoming gubernatorial recall election?
It's probably Schwarzenegger. He did say he'd be back.
Well, not quite. Yeah. A little less testosterone. Caitlyn Jenner is reportedly actively exploring a run should the recall election take place later this year. And she wants to run as a Republican, believe it or not.
Oh, there you go. I mean, Caitlyn, Bruce, whatever the fuck you are. I mean, practically Ronald Reagan.
Right?
A crazy man with fake tits and an estrogen prescription. Like,
well, look, I mean, to be fair, apparently she thinks she can win. She's hired a prominent GOP fundraiser and has been meeting with serious political consultants.
What's the campaign slogan going to be? Like, if I can turn a gold medal winning Olympian into a tranny freak show on reality TV, I can turn California into a functioning state. I'm basically an alchemist.
I mean, I see what you're going for there, but it is kind of wordy.
I mean, could you imagine, to be fair, I mean, as embarrassing as this would be, I mean, anything beats Newsom, right?
I could see it. I mean, at least the governor would have only killed one person instead of however many Newsom sent to the nursing home.
That's right. I mean, this dude gets all this, adoration because he decided that he wanted to get some attention as a transgender. But he killed a guy. People. Did you forget? He killed a guy in a DUI accident. That's probably why he... anyway.
Classy.
Yeah.
Classy. Keeping it classy, California.
And, I mean, but did you see him on The Masked Singer?
Oh, God.
Now that tranny can sing.
Oh, okay, you know what?
The party don't stop till I walk in.
Buckle up, buckaroos.
But hey, watch out, man. Next thing you know, he could be in a women's prison, and he could be your cellmate. So don't get caught laughing at this. It's probably illegal out there.
Yep.
Anyway, we're getting another call, and looks like a California number. So. All
right. Well, you know what? You've had fun with that.
Oh, come on. I've done
2 today.
They're going to be mad at me. All right. Area code 831, you're on with the War on Morons. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, this is Pam in Santa Cruz. I'm calling because I'm an award-winning educator here in Santa Cruz, California. And I hear that they're screening candidates for the California recall election.
No, we're not screening I don't know where this idea came from. We have nothing to do with the California recall election. You're like the third person in the last month that's called in. So,
well, I'll just go ahead and say my piece here on your platform. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to reach and convert your hateful Nazi listenership. Even though it is a Nazi conspiracy that anyone would try to recall the Honorable Gavin Newsom, I'd like to throw my hat in the ring. If anything, I don't think Gavin did anything wrong. God, no. If anything, he didn't do enough to turn the tide and to quell this Nazi uprising. And that will be my main mission as governor, is to avenge Gavin Newsom's legacy and make right what is wrong.
Avenge his legacy?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I'm intrigued. Can you give me an example? Like, what specifically do you want to do?
Well, the Nazis are being hateful and recalling Gavin, and that just tells me that we haven't done enough to make California a equitable and inclusive place to live. So my first order of business as the governor of California would be to round up all the cis white men and Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner, too.
Yes. In fact, she'd be target number 1.
Okay, why is she grouped in there with these evil cis white men?
Well, she is apparently a Republican. So what we're going to do is we're going to round them up and place them into labor camps where they can pay off their debt to society. We'll re-educate them for about 4 hours a day. And for the remaining 16 hours, they will be expected to work in a factory manufacturing prosthetic penises for children who need them.
I see you weren't a math teacher, but that aside, you keep using the word Nazi, Pam, and I kind of don't think you know what it means.
How could you? Of course I know what it means. I'm an educator. I am an award-winning teacher in Santa Cruz. I've been recognized on a statewide level multiple times. And I know a Nazi when I see one. You fascist, hateful, evil, bigots. I can't, Trump, orange, America. I can't, you're going to make my head hurt. This is why, if you lived in California, you'd be on my list. I would be rounding you up and you'd be in the camp straight away.
Boy, I can't wait till the debates. We're going to see you short circuit live on stage. It's going to be like Scanners.
Vote for Pam in Santa Cruz for governor.
I take it back. Maybe there can be somebody worse than Newsom.
Caitlyn Jenner, go girl. You go girl. You go all the way. I will take Caitlyn Jenner all day, every day over that psychopath.
Yeah, does Caitlyn have a phone bank?
Right? Let's all rally around Caitlyn, folks.
I mean, honestly, that would be hilarious. At this point, let's go full clown world.
Right? Let's turn California red.
Or
red lipstick.
Yeah.
Red dress.
Or
red
pastel.
California.
Turn California pastel. whatever. I mean, California. We thought you were a lost cause, but now you're just fabulous. This has been a fun show, but yeah, I think we've had enough.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up for the week. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.